Alrighty, hello friends, hello. How is it going? Hello, good evening. Oh, looks like we hit the ad break. Hello, Eric. Hello. Logix is here. Codebra. Hello, EPP. Thank you so much for the 20 months, buddy. How are you doing? Thanks for the help earlier today about the bike stuff too. Abstraction. Hello, Mason. How's it going? How you guys doing? All right, so I guess let's get started. Yeah. All right, so as the title says, today we're gonna be building a CannonKeys balance. I built a prototype for a long time ago, and then this is the first time building one since then. So it's actually a production unit. Kind of funnily enough, I had someone ask me to build it for them, and so here we are. Hi Lightning, welcome to my channel. What? Boomerangaroo, what? It's the Kiwi approved board. Oh, this? Yeah. I actually don't know where he is. He is... I think he's chilling somewhere, I just don't know where. He might just be sitting somewhere where it's cooler. Bumpy, hello. Alright, so yeah, we're building it with these alpaca switches today. And I actually don't know what color this board is, so let's see. I think the first time I built one, I think it was the silver and the blue one, I think. But yeah, it's been a while, so. Alright, so let's see. We got our DB, got our stabs, got our, I guess, QC card. QC card, kind of cute. And then we got a bunch of internal parts. Knob and some extra little bits. Gaskets, we'll need those. Let's put this away. Let's see, so plates I have, oh actually, I did not check what plates I had. I think I put aluminum in the command, but we do have an alu plate, and we do have an FR4 plate. Yeah. Yep. So it's the alu and the FR4. Which one do you... Oh yeah, so you want the alu. Okay, so I was right. I just copied it over and earlier today and kind of like left it alone, so. Alright, so we're just gonna need one PCB, so just put that away too. And this. Alright. And let's get the board out of there. Well, Pumpy, I am pumped to build it. I'm glad. I'm honored. Alright, there it is. Black and silver. Classy combo. It's a classic and classy combo. Kind of works with a lot of different things. It's a nice two-tone that I think has been kind of like tried and true in some other boards, some other cases, and it looks pretty good. And especially with the little accent at the top, I think it gives you a nice contrast, so that'll be nice. Yep, I'm well aware of the layout considerations. So let me get a pair of scissors to get the... Oh, Steve, what's up, dude? Good luck with the build, thank you. Alright. Gotta get that PCB out. Ooh, glossy finish on this PCB. Cute. But yeah, it's been a while since we've seen this board. This is an all aluminum piece board. Basically has bolts at the bottom here. CannonKeys logo, has a little accent for the daughterboard area, and then it does have a built-in rotary encoder. And then has the nav cluster here, and that's going to be a numpad. Basically, it's an FRL 1800 style. So yeah, so let's get to it. See, gaskets, we need them later. We can worry about the rotary encoder in just a bit. We can get to the stabs. But I think first things first, I can just go ahead and plug the PCB in. Make sure it's all good to go. Just living life and still in California? Yeah. Well, I mean, hope you're doing well, dude. As you know, I'm still out here in New York. It's finally getting a little nicer. Summer weather kind of going away finally. I'm sure you don't miss that part. Still kind of humid, TBH. But other than that, good. Yeah. You miss New York so much? Oh. I mean, it's like pros and cons, you know? I love it out here, but anytime I do visit California, which is rare now, I do like going there. But yeah, definitely a completely different lifestyle, I feel, you know? Vibe. Don't miss the weather. Yeah, don't miss the weather. Yeah. Oh man, my cable's getting kind of shoddy here. The paracord kind of came off. Yo, ODM, what's good? Alright, nice. Shows up on VIA right away, so don't even need to flash it. Alright, cool. Let's see. Looks like I pulled two tweezer pairs here. There we go. Kind of change it to something more mundane, like insert or something. Alright, let's see. Let's test this out. Should be fine though. The only thing is, when I do see that the PCBs use the like the triple diodes, it kind of makes me think that I forget which pins are which. Oh well, okay, that's the whole thing. That's fine though. As long as I see these actuate separately, it's okay. But it always makes me want to check when I see the triple diodes, though, the ones that like can cover more than one key. So just always kind of make sure to check for those too. Alright, so I think the rest should be fine. I think the first row lit up without issues. Usually the column doesn't have any issues, but should be quick enough here. Oh, this uses a fixed right shift, huh? Totally forgot about that. Space. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. All is good with the PCB. Alright. Alright, So we got a bunch of stabs to do today. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a full set of stabs. So 7 stabs with including the spacebar. So let's get that done. How many bad keyboard PCBs have you encountered? Not too many, to be quite honest. I would say it's like once every... I'm gonna say once every few dozen, you know, it's very rare. Usually if it's a bad part, it's not a... Like, it's not a big portion of it that's bad. It's usually like maybe a diode got, you know, shaved off in transit or something, or like when you open the bag, right? Sometimes the diodes can come off, right? So it's like your mileage may vary, I guess. So yeah, usually the issues are resolvable. Like they're minor issues, and you can resolve them fairly easily. Like replacing a diode's pretty easy. You can even just actually just bridge it and it'll work fine. Like you'll just lose the ability to like do like rollover in that specific position, but otherwise like it works fine even if you just bridge it with solder. So yeah, but I would say like having like a problematic MCU, like the microcontroller unit, is very rare. I've hardly encountered that problem. Like there's been maybe like once or twice that I've had like a faulty column, and that usually has to do with a short near the microcontroller unit, and that's like, even that is already like very rare and also resolvable. If you have flux, you can just go ahead and try to reflow the surface pins, the SMD pins at the chip, but even that's just, you know, it's relatively trivial. It's still resolvable, but yeah, like I haven't had complete failures probably ever. Maybe once? Actually, I don't even remember. There was this one time I think something about the MCU was fried, and that was like maybe one time. But I don't think I've had faulty PCBs outside of that. If I stop responding, it means I've passed out. So if that happens, I'll watch the vlog. Sounds good, Pumpy. Take it easy. Also, I mean, honestly, if you gotta pass out, that's fine. Although that's an early time to pass out. That said, I don't blame you, because I know some people just operate on that early schedule, or you're just tired from the week, so totally get it. The Monica MNK PCBs are particularly shy. Really, I've heard people talk about the McLovin PCBs have some issues occasionally. I haven't really heard too much about the MNK PCBs, to be quite honest. Codobra. That said, I guess for me, like the sample size is small, right? Like it's not like I've tried many MNK PCBs outside of their protos, which they probably tested before sending, and even like for the production units, like, you know, it's gonna be like maybe just a few, right? So it's not very often. But yeah, I don't see failures often for PCBs. It's really rare. All my McLovin PCBs had missing diodes. Yeah. So I've heard things like that, like missing diodes. I've heard like needed to reflash. Well, actually, that was pretty common for a while. Like for a while, any like products that came with Wilbus PCBs, for some reason, you need to reflash them for them to work normally. But then after reflashing, it was no problem. Like it was just a software problem, basically. And I assume it was mostly like factory didn't flash it with the latest file, essentially, with the latest firmware, which happens a lot. Like maybe they place the orders really early on, and then, you know, the file's available then, and then it gets updated while it's in production, and then, you know, it obviously doesn't get revised for the new file, which, yeah. So like reflashing PCBs, I would say it's kind of normal. Missing parts though, I would say sometimes it's user error and sometimes it's just like some PCBs are made so that they have so little solder at the SMD pads that like they just flick off super easily, and so they just shear off and you end up with a bunch of missing diodes. Like I remember one of the, what was that board? Was it the Vertigo or the Infinitum or one of the Enigma keyboards ones? I think that one, whoever designed the PCB used like super tiny, like the super small form factor diodes, so they were like really easy to just like shear off from the PCB. Oh. Cute. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, what's good with live, guys? I'm actually like physically tired today. So lately I've been trying to commute to work by bike. So I have a bike, like a bicycle, like a road bike, and I got it for like cheap, you know, it's like a local used deal kind of thing. And it doesn't have much features wise, and so, well, I didn't know this actually, and so I went to a bike shop today, and you know, I like biked like a few neighborhoods down because it was like the one bike shop I wanted to check if they had certain parts, and also to see if they would install it for me and whatnot. I wanted to ask them some questions on one of the bigger stores here in the city, and I like biked down there today. And unfortunately they told me that my bike isn't compatible with like the rear racks for the pannier bags, as well as for like certain full frame mounted fenders, like which are the mud guards, like when you have like rain. And so I was kind of bummed out, but it was a long and relatively tiring ride, especially because it started to rain in the middle of it. But yeah, I've been trying to like bike more lately. You're one of those New York City bikers to work? Usually no, but now that the weather is a little bit better, especially with it not being so hot and humid, now I do. It's actually not as dangerous as it seems to be, because in New York there's been a lot of moving towards a bike, like people doing scooters and e-bikes and regular bikes, right? And there's been a lot of like, I mean, first of all, a lot of New Yorkers don't have cars in the first place, and second, there's definitely been a pretty noticeable push towards alternative transport outside of like the subway, the metro, right? And so yeah, I didn't bike much in the summer because it's too hot and humid, so I can't stand it. Can't stand arriving to work like super sweaty, right? And so I just didn't do it. But now that the weather's better, I've been like trying to like have like, you know, like a commuter pass, whatever, you know, like there's like incentives for it, so I've been doing that. But yeah, it's actually not as dangerous because New York has a lot of protected roads, like they call them like green roads or protected like safe roads, with like dedicated bike lanes and whatnot, like completely protected, completely separated from the main traffic. There are places where it's shared with the traffic, but as long as you're respecting regular traffic rules, you're fine, pretty much. It's not, I think I would say, like, compared to other cities where I have biked, New York is a lot more cyclist aware than many other places. For example, back when I was living in Maryland, I tried doing this bike to work thing, and it was impossible. Like, I legitimately felt like aggression from drivers trying to, like, basically get me off the road. Essentially kind of like, oh, we only do cars here, no bikes. And so it was really dangerous. Like there are no dedicated bike lanes, no one really respecting the fact that you're there, that kind of stuff. Usually it's like a two-way relationship where like if you're biking on a road and you respect traffic rules and you also make yourself visible. Like the problem with cyclists on the road, oftentimes problem with cyclists on the road with relative to drivers is that they're too invisible. Cyclists are way too invisible relative to drivers, meaning that they're not letting themselves be known that they're there as vehicles on the road. So for example, like not having lights or reflectors, like trying to like squeeze between vehicles when like people are like hitting a certain stop. Things like that tend to be usually the problem. Like basically like showing up on your blind spot, that kind of stuff tends to be an issue, right? Like basically people being like, oh my gosh, this was like a near miss for an accident. That kind of stuff is what people, I mean, I as a driver before hated about cyclists was like when cyclists just show up out of nowhere, which is dangerous, right? Like it's dangerous for you, it's dangerous for them, it freaks you out, you hate them, right? I think that's usually how it goes. But I would say like at least here in the city, it seems like people are a little bit more cyclist aware, which is good. But that said, I mean, you should still exercise full caution, you know, wear a helmet, have your lights, have reflectors, make yourself known, kind of like, you know, like make sure you have presence on the road. Yeah, but we all hate each other, that's for sure, because there's always the bad ones too that ruin it for everybody. How far is the commute? Mine's not too bad. Mine's like 15 minutes. Assuming like a relatively slower ride, so I don't like break a lot of sweat by the time I get to work. Could be faster, but that's assuming I'm just going at full speed. But if I'm going at like a commute-friendly speed, then it's like a 15 to 20 minute ride, basically. 15 minutes, I'll say, just to be safe. Well, 110 last week. That's what just getting to my car. Well, I mean, that's crazy. Can't say I like. I mean, I'm just honestly glad the hot season's over. I dislike the fact that we are getting shorter days now. That we're approaching the shorter days, quickly. You know, like less daylight. Like that part sucks, especially being in the East Coast where it's a lot more noticeable. But I'm so glad that the hot weather is over. Like I'm all over. Like I'm just done with the warm season. It's just been a very hot season. What's up, Drewa? Still hella manga to bike in New York City. I mean, it's definitely a bit of an adventure, but I do think there's ways to stay safe and whatnot. And at least for me, like I don't face a lot of danger in terms of like getting my bike stolen, that kind of stuff, because I do have like a parking spot essentially to put it in too. Embrab, what's the tray there? This one is a Feels Badman tray from cbbplanet.com. They ran like a little in-stock sale for it. Pretty cute, pretty funny. We're looking pretty decent weather these coming weeks, finally though. Because we had this like dog days of summer kind of effect going on where like it had been slightly cooler and at the end of August, and then it got like obnoxiously hot. So I'm pretty glad about that. High of 80 for the rest of the month. That's a W. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm pretty happy about it. And well, I guess for me at least, there's also the benefit of not just the exercise part, but also the benefit of saving some money, like not commuting using the subway. But I mean, on rainy days, I'll opt to not bike, of course, because it's more hassle taking a bike and it raining and whatnot, and like having to like, you know, basically clean up after yourself, like, you know, like wiping off the bike and like making sure like your stuff's not wet and like, you know, like carrying stuff, like, you know. So those days I'll usually just opt to carry an umbrella and just go to work by regular public transit. But on the few nice days that we've had, I've been trying to bike to work, so that's been kind of fun actually. It's actually somewhat refreshing. Kind of the little bit of exercise kind of wakes me up too. Can't decide if I want Noir on this board or Dracula. Ooh. Hard one. Feel like, guess Noir would look pretty good. Dracula does look good on black, yeah. Although I do think it looks a little better on like darker grays or like blue grays if possible. But definitely looks good on black too though. Drag Gary, yeah. Drag Gary. Dark gray. But Dracula could look pretty good on this, yeah. I also have Apollo. Ooh, Apollo's a super safe choice because that's just gray, white, right? Yeah, these are Durock V2 steps. Just like the screw-in ones, the alpaca ones from Prime KV. Durocks came in an alpaca colorway? Yeah, they did. They also came in cobalt. I'm pretty sure Durock did the colored stabs thing first, and then TX happened later. I think, right? For what it's worth. Or at least I remember people are like, oh cool, like colored stabs. When Durock V2s were considered the ones to get for a while. Because people also were like wanting screw-ins for whatever reason, right? But I do believe the colored stabs happened first for Durocks initially. Yeah, they're also not too hard to lube. So, like I would say, like if you wanted a pair of screw-in stabs, Durock V2s are still what I would personally recommend. So yeah, screw-in stabs can actually be pretty convenient relative to clip-ins. Not just for the like the screw part, the screwing in part essentially, but the other benefit is like if you are swapping like a stab from a board, and it's like at the edge of the board and you're using like a relatively softer plate or a plate that you can like take a stab from, like underneath which you can take a stab, right? If you're using a plate like that and you're trying to replace a particular stab, screw-ins are a bit easier doing that than clip-ins, because once you undo the screw they just kind of come off. Yeah, alpaca colorway was an icing on the cake. Yeah, no, I mean, I do think these look pretty cute. To be honest, I really enjoyed it when the Durock V2s came out initially, and they did the color in that like smoky, like they did in like that smoky like kind of like got ink like colorway, like the original Durock V2s. I really like them. But yeah, the colorways that match some of the switches are pretty nice too. I think like they also did like Did they only do alpacas? I think maybe it was TX that did the cobalt ones too, right? Like gray and blue, I think. I think alpaca might have been the only one for Durocks, but I don't remember. Yeah, I saw that TX is gonna be doing screw-ins too soon. Saw like a teaser or whatever post. But they're gonna be doing screw-ins as well, and it's pretty nice. And then like different colors, I think, for the regular ones too. Yeah, and I don't think there were any cobalt Durocks. I only remember seeing the alpaca ones initially. I think the cobalts and the alpaca, and there's white and black as well. That was all TX stabs. There's some light blue, pinks, and light blue and pinks. Everglide are the same. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, the translucent blue and the pink ones. Yeah, I do remember getting some of those too. Those are they're branded Everglide, which I believe are the same. And yeah, of course, there's Novelkeys who carried them too. The ones that Novelkeys carried, I think, were the dark, like dark gray, sort of like color scheme. Yeah. With the gold hardware, I think, over the Novelkeys. I mean, yeah. And then the Prime KB, I think, had the ones just like the dark gray, sort of like Gat Ink like, but with black hardware. Has Nathan used up all of his purple Durock stabs? No idea. Did he like stock up on him at some point? How many did he buy? That's actually kind of crazy considering that he also had bought a ton of cherry stabs at some point in like a group order we made. And this was like the screw-ins, like cherry screw-ins. We probably tossed those out at some point. They're not very good. It was like right around the time when Cherry had changed that like screw-in tolerance issue thing, which is kind of why a lot of people went back to clip-ins after that. Do you know when that at some point is? If it's before late 2020, I'll buy your entire stock. I've run through most of them. So maybe you can ask Nathan. It was probably like 2019 or so. It was definitely not 2020, that's for sure. But yeah, you can ask him. I don't know. I already ran through all of mine, I think. Pretty sure. I have a very stiff muted gasket keyboard now. Not sure what to go for next. Leaf spring. Lattice tapple top mount. Any recommendation for in stock 6575 TKL? I guess. There definitely are a bunch of options in that layout and category. I guess to some extent you have the mode stuff. I'm not sure if they still have sonnets in stock, but they do have like the Envoy in stock, I think, often, which has that lattice block mount thing, right? Yeah, if you want something very flexy and leaf spring, there's like the Ven. I'm not sure if it's in stock right now, but I think it is somewhere in some shops. There is in stock though. I actually don't know what's in stock at the time. But I mean, if you wanted a 65 that's leaf spring, that's kind of like more akin to the original idea of leaf spring, like Wilba's boards are good. Like the Thermal Plus was pretty nice. IMO. I mean, I like the Thermal myself, so I might be biased. But if you look for a Thermal Plus, you could probably get one for pretty cheap, even if it's aftermarket and new. Before it was easy to remember what was in stock. Yeah. Now it's kind of like everything and something, you know? And then since some stuff does like go out of stock, especially like keyboards, like keyboard kits, you can't keep track. You just have to go and check each store, or just like search it on Google and hope that it is. Shones, hello. That was pretty quick stabs, I think. Alright. Ven in stock at Type Plus? Oh, that's pretty good. So there you go. There you have it. If you're looking for something very flexible like that, the Ven is an option. And it definitely is a pretty prominently flexible board. I think the mode Envoy is very agreeable with build configs. Yeah, especially the fact that you can kind of visualize it, and there's likely also people that have done a specific configuration gives you some reassurance that you'll pretty much be trying something tried and true. The rest may be a little subjective, perhaps. I might have to just snip a teeny bit of the screw-in stabs have a slightly larger footprint, so it's just a little corner that's hanging. I'm gonna just do that here. Perfect. Alright, stabs are on, and let's get those screws. Yeah, I would say the Van does have a lot of mixed feelings with people, mostly because it might be too much for some people. So the Jamban's on the he's right there. He's right about that, rather. Diego, what is your favorite big cat? Lion, jaguar, panther, bobcat, etc. I really like white tigers a lot, but they're very rare. I I like tigers in general, actually. I think when I was younger, I was kind of obsessed with the idea of a cheetah, right? Because they're like considered to be like, you know, one of the fastest mammals. But I do like lions a lot now, though, because they're basically like gigantic, lazy cats, which sounds like a great life. So yeah, basically, something more akin to that is probably more of my preference now. Like a big, lazy, chill animal. You know what I mean? When I saw a lion for the first time, I freaked out. They're so loud and scary fast. I mean, a lot of them are in general. Like, a lot of these animals generally are very fast. And I mean, assuming they're hunting, yeah. Or even if they're playing, I guess. It can be pretty scary. Just because they're so large, and you know how like they can control like their claws, but like if they just happen to have it out and you happen to be in the way, you'll absolutely get slashed. But and even if they're just quote unquote playing. But yeah, panthers are cool too. I mean, I would say all these big cat animals are pretty cool in general. I don't know much about like their their like personalities or like their specific unique features. Like, I don't know too much about it that I could tell you more preferences. So I think that part is unfortunate. I just don't know enough about the animals to like tell you. But as far as coolness goes, yeah, I do like some of the more like the rare ones, like lynxes, and like cheetahs and leopards and whatnot. They're cool. Panthers, yeah. Jaguars, right? Anyone that deals with wild predators for their job got big cojones. Oh yeah, it's scary, like super scary. I mean, mostly just the idea of it is just like, whoa. I'm sure there's an art and trick and like a way to deal with it. Like if you work at an animal, like an animal sanctuary, or like or even like a zoo, or like any kind of like place that protects or takes care of animals, or has to care for / attend to animals, especially big animals like that. It's definitely out there for sure. Any thoughts on lingers? Don't know much about them to know. To like tell you if I have any particular thoughts. I mean, like, they're kind of cool. I think all cat-like species are pretty cool, TBH. But no specific opinions. The Tiger King, JD. Yeah. And infertile, I think, white tigers. Oh, I believe so. Diego, did Christian tell you about fun times on the flights to and from LA for Keep Life? No, he hasn't, because we haven't met up for like food or anything yet. But no, that hasn't happened. Ligers, a hybrid that are infertile and sickly. Yes, a lot of hybrids, mixes tend to have infertility or other kinds of issues, genetic or otherwise. That part is unfortunate. About well, I mean, the converse is also true of certain animals, right? Like certain pedigrees can be also sickly and problematic. But yeah. All right, those are done. Alright, so... Humans try not to systematically selectively breed the most unholy abominations against God. Challenge impossible. I think we're a few thousand years too late for that. Pugs? Oh, so sad. Yeah. Any flat face animal, including cats too? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the whole, like, animal breeding stuff is dark topic for many cases. I think that might be too far right, actually. Does it say? No, it doesn't. Yeah, that's too far. Oh, so let's see. What's new about me lately? Oh yeah, just recently finished watching The Bear. It was pretty fun. Obviously hoping and expecting a future season. It was a very fun show. I just caught up. Really cool. I mean, generally I really like shows about the hospitality industry and like the restaurant industry, like food industry, and they can be very interesting and fun. I mean, and the show was written in a very entertaining way and also in a very real kind of way. Cousin! Yeah, cousin! Yeah, I know. Behind. Yes, chef. My dog is part Frenchie, part Shih Tzu, part Pug. Oh, 50, 25, 25. 3 very unhealthy breeds with respect to their breathing problems, but my dog doesn't have the breathing issues. It's funny. Oh. Won the genetic lottery, I guess. I want to eat the food that appears in The Bear. Oh, yeah. Even starting from like just like the original like the beef restaurants like food. Like even that's fine. Like all that meat and stuff. Oof. Bro. And then yeah, all the fancy food, of course, all the desserts and stuff. Looks so good. What do you think of the Mode keyboard? I mean, I've been using it. I've been liking it. It's a 60% that I think a lot of people will like using if you're into the HKB layout, which HKB or when keyless is basically the same. As far as functionality wise. But personally I've been enjoying it. I mean it's been a nice board to use. Haven't really had any issues or like poignant things to talk about, really. It's just been working fine, basically. Pick of my dog Bear. Let me see. Oh, it's can't see it. I think it's private, or maybe just a link. Yeah, I think the link didn't work either. Maybe because it's private though. It's alright. I spilled a full glass of beer on my board last night. Somehow it's still working fine. I mean, you unplugged it and make sure it dried up, then it's probably okay. But as long as you didn't plug it in while it was still, like, you know, wet with the beer. Mo is now the standard that a lot of people will start to compare. That's true. I mean, there have been a lot of boards that have been coming out for cheap, right? Like, was that the TKD Cycle 7, like a lot of the Zoom boards and the QKs and whatever, right? And then there's obviously like modes boards too for a certain price point, certain layouts, right? Yeah, no, it's true. It's true that people are gonna be comparing and whatnot. That's it. At the end of the day, at least personally, I feel like I buy boards based on aesthetics. Price becomes more and more irrelevant the more you are in the hobby, I would say, just because you end up, like, you know, you end up developing a certain taste and you end up not liking certain things, right? So I think for me at least, ultimately it just boils down to whether I like the look of it, and then if the price wise, like, it's affordable or something that I can just pay for. If it's a little pricey, sure, that's fine. But yeah. This time I made my IG public, so hopefully it works. Oh. Oh, that's so cute. Aw. Oh, that's a very cute mix. Wow. That's so cute. Aw. Such a cute doggo. That's a good dog right there. Take some pets, no problem. Feel is least important. I feel like both sound and feel are things that people read into it a lot, right? Because it's such a key thing about a keyboard is that you expect it to sound and feel good, but you can customize so much about them. Like, you can address issues if there are issues to begin with. So I feel like people are too... They just have a preconception, like, they have a preconceived idea, right? Or maybe it's prejudice, I don't know. They just have an idea of this, of all keyboards too. Like, if this one combo didn't work, then, like, didn't sound, feel good, whatever, then everything else must suck. But you probably can work around it. Like, unless it's, like, globally problematic, like, you try several things and there's, like, actual issues. Or it's just consistently bad across many, many different combinations, and fair. But I think, like, sound, for example, it's like you can probably switch the plate, you can probably switch the switches. You know, you can probably try a few different options and see if that works out for you. If you think it's a little hollow, yeah, just cut up a little bit of liner, put it in there. Yeah. And feel is the same. Too stiff, try a softer plate. Too stiff still, try a half plate. Too stiff still, try something to elevate that goddamn PCB and just do PCB only. I don't know. There's ways to go about it. People have come up with ways to do PCB only on boards that you really can't do PCB only. By using little brackets that just hug the sides of the case and you just basically elevate the PCB to the right height. So yeah. Cubole XL? Are you calling me X extra large? Buddy? What's up, Rufio? I've had good builders make my boards so I get a good feel to begin with. Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there's certain things you can address. Like, if there's issues, you can definitely tackle them. I do understand as a buyer or a prospective buyer, let's say you go to your favorite streamer, whoever that might be, or a content creator, or whatever, you know, YouTube or whatever it is, right? And you're like, hey, got this new product that's coming out. I want to know how it feels and sounds. Tell me your opinion. Fine, you know, people have their opinions, so you may just be asking them to tell you their reserved opinion, and that's all good. But then, like, you know, I think the cases are limited to whatever they've tried, right? So if they tell you like, oh, this combination didn't work, didn't really feel good and sound good or whatever, but you know, your mileage may vary. It's true, your mileage may actually vary. You just gotta try some different things. And to be honest, there's times that people who make content, those just don't have the time to try different things. They shot in the dark. They said, hey, this will probably be good, and it didn't hit, and you gotta move on. But yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways to manipulate these little customizable options, and so ultimately I feel like people tend to, it's very easy rather to generalize one config, one option that's provided to be the ultimate getaway point for a particular board or particular product. Yeah, looks of the keyboard is something you can't change. That's the thing. Like, you better like how it looks, right? So for me, that's number one. It has to look good to me. If I don't like what it looks like, then what's the point? Why am I paying money for it in the first place? Like, I need to find it cool, at least. Or, let's say it's not my ideal look, but then, you know, it has to be like something that I can tolerate looking at every day or using, right? Pumpy, I'm sorry if you get a bunch of these switches with some cat hair. Just seems to be sneaking to places. I bought boards literally only because of the color option available. Yeah, me too. Me too. Like, in fact, I would say I've done that more often, like color-wise, than any other factor, because I'm like, oh, pink? Haven't had a pink one, or haven't had a, yeah, like a dark red one. Right? Wow, party foul. Also, wow. Eating snacks without me. I see how it is. Sorry. My partner just grabbed some snacks and dropped a random empty box, and it's like, yeah. What about the type fields such as typing angle and front height? For me, typing angle matters for aesthetic reasons, but doesn't matter ergonomically, because I personally don't have issues with typing angle. Front height is kind of the same. I use my chair, my like armrests, to sort of like rely on being able to type. Oh, thank you. This is a like a rice cracker kind of thing. Sorry for the eating sounds. He said the C word? Oh. Not in that way. Man, these are good. They have a slight spice kind of thing to it. Pretty yummy. Yep, I did get bribed though. Anyway, back to the front height discussion. Yeah, so typing angle and front height doesn't matter nearly as much because I do float my wrists enough to for it to not matter. So ergonomics wise, like typing angle and front height doesn't really impact my typing experience much. So I personally tend to be unbiased about, like, or rather not affected by it at all as a factor. But I do agree that aesthetically, large front height can be a little like bulky looking, so it can look kind of like not very appealing. So I understand that part. I'm just gonna use a random key set too. We just need to get the spacing right for this. So yeah, it can look like not right if you're using specific. Sorry, like a specific front height, right, or a typing angle. It can look kind of like off to you. So I kind of get that. All right, let's see. It uses 125, 125. Okay. One here. I think that's right. Let me see here. That should be 625. Oh wait. Did I get this layout right? No. Oh no, wait. 65 is 125, 125, 125. Never mind. All right. So that I should just scoot over one. Oh, nope, too close. Whoopsie. Alright, that looks good. Are those princess switches? No, they're called alpacas. Wait a minute. What's with the... Oh, I see. The left side actually uses 1.5U. Didn't realize about these. So left side uses 1.5, 1.15. Okay, so 1.5. I think 1 and 1.5. So let's just double check that. 1 and then 1.5. Alright, cool. Alright, spacing for this is now right. Alright, there you go. No, it's not abnormal to see a mix of 1.5 modifiers and 1.25 for most boards of layouts that have like the error cluster kind of like offset. So that like applies to this, or like even 65s and 75s, right? Apply like they have different 1.5 and 1.25 combinations. So what are some of your favorite switches right now? Favorite switches, I mean, I would say like if you do exclamation switches, you can find most of my favorite switches, but yeah, and it's hard to keep up with a lot of them. I mean, I probably will never dismiss trying or like as options just like standard cherry MX stuff. So MX browns, MX clears for tactiles, and then MX blacks, MX reds if they're smooth enough for linears. And then I don't really use clickies because they eventually I get sick of them. So no blues or greens, right? Or no whites if you want to consider that. And then I really like Gateron linears in general, so Gateron X, like regular like milky top Gateron linears, like Gateron yellow, Gateron black, whatever it is. Gat browns can be actually pretty nice. Just kind of like sometimes you just gotta try it out and see. So Gat switches in general like are pretty good. Like I have hardly had issues with Gateron switches that are full. Oh, so I personally don't like long pole switches nearly as much. The sound can be nice in some boards, but the shortened travel throws me off a bit. So I tend to not use long pole switches. I do have some boards with them actually, but I definitely find myself using them less because the short travel isn't for me. Yeah, so that's pretty much like some of the ones that I always like will pick. For a while I did pick like inks out. I did pick a lot of JWK switches. I've tried like a variety of JWK stuff. So basically like Alpacas and similar are pretty good. Overall like very smooth out of the box. You can still you still like probably might want to lube and film them, right? You know, you might want to spring swap, lube the springs, whatever it is. Might want to modify them. Never a bad idea to do so. It just takes work. I do have plenty of boards with JWKs. Recently, there's been some new good ones, I would say. Like some of those like Avlion switches have been kind of interesting. There's been like those blue bonnets and those Wisterias from Zepsody have been pretty nice, like the pre-loop switches. There was that what was that switch that was released through what was that? Were they the Moon V2 switches? Or no, not Moon. Yeah, just the Moon switches, right? Like the Moon switches. They like had they're released first, and then like eventually started being sold through what should I call it? Kinetic Labs. But yeah, why do people always poop on MX Browns though? Because yeah, it's a bit of a love and hate. I would say it's because initially a lot of people try MX Browns for the first time on stock OEM stock, completely bone stock MX Browns on like OEM keyboards, which ends up typically being a bad experience, not just because of the MX Browns themselves, but also just because of the overall OEM experience being kind of underwhelming. They don't sound great in OEM, like with the thin like ABS or PBT keycaps or whatever it is. And then like the stabs are in lube, right? Things like that. And also like the cherry mix springs, like just bone stock, they kind of suck a lot. They're very inconsistent. And yeah, like batch dependent too, so you're gonna end up with switches that are not very smooth or switches that just feel very inconsistent overall. So overall, like that tends to be the issue with a lot of people disliking MX Browns. It's inconsistencies and just like overall a bad experience because in its stock form MX Browns aren't that great. And that's why a lot of people will like modify them, right? Like will like lube and open them up and replace the spring and like, you know, apply films and whatnot. So yeah, that helps a lot though. So yeah, and then you know, like obviously having like nicely tuned stabs and you know, all that stuff. But yeah, you stop thinking of them as tactile switches, as spicy linears are suddenly not terrible. Yeah, that's actually kind of an okay comment. Yeah, that's kind of correct. Like they're not very tactile switches. That's a fact. Like they're not very tactile. They simply aren't. There's going to be a pre-order on Zaku's on Bolsa on the 18th at 12 PDT. Oh, cool. Zaku's are pretty popular switches too, among the long pole ones. They're a shit tactile, but that's what makes them good. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's what makes them good because they're different from like the very tactile stuff, right? And then so people, I mean, for a while that's what we had. That's all we had. And MX Clears, which are slightly, you know, like more prominent bump, but still not that prominent. Not like you know, an Alp switch or a Topre, you know, kind of like rubber dome, like very like sharp ductility at the top. We didn't have that for a long time. Now that we have it, MX Browns kind of stand out on their own. It's almost like we made something else, and then it kind of bolstered the popularity of the other at the same time. It kind of just worked out, basically. Alright. Oh yeah, the B-Sun switches also, I've heard some good things about them. Haven't tried too many of them. I tried like the Ania switches from Uni Keyboards for a while, for a little bit, but not for too long. Don't have much of a opinion about B-Sun switches right now. Alright, I'm gonna turn on the noise filter and I'm gonna start soldering. Alright. Oh wait, is this on? Did this put on? Oh, it got unplugged. One sec. B-Sun's surprisingly nice. Oh, good. Good to know. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the new gen sort of like switches, like a lot of the stuff that's been coming out lately has been pretty good. But yeah, it's hard to keep up with everything. There's just so many varieties. I mean, a lot of times when I've people have come around here to ask me about KTT switches. That's, for example, one brand, right? Not sure who makes them. Maybe KTT is their own brand, but you know, like that's one brand of switches that I genuinely have not tried and have no reason to try because nobody has sent them to me to try, or I honestly am not curious enough to try. Although I mean, a lot of people mention them because they probably come in a lot of like maybe like they're like options for like boards that you can buy currently, right? Like the KTT stuff or like the Akko switches. I think that a lot of people mention them, and I'm like, I have no clue. Like I didn't even know that existed, but sure, right? Sounds like a keyboard switch. Visa really made the redemption arc from the shitty Panda housing menu. I mean, yeah, that was like what they're known for a while, right? The whole like Panda thing. And then I guess they had a little bit of that, like, yeah, like the post era with the Holy Panda, like, replicas, right? Basically, people use them as housing material, like, I mean, like, as basically like part fodder for a bit. But yeah, now they're making like their own switches, and it seems like they've refined their methods quite a bit. So they seem to be more well liked by people these days. And that's a good thing, like, hey, at one point Gateron was considered to be just a Cherry Mix clone and not great, which it indeed actually was not great. Like the original Gaterons did suck a lot. So like despite being smoother than their Cherry Mix variants, they did suck a lot. The sound sucked, a lot of wobble. So eventually all these switch menus, like if give it enough time and they put in the effort to correct themselves, they eventually do, I feel. I mean, like Kale and Otemu have been making a lot of switches too, right? Like, doesn't Otemu do, I mean, like all the Gazoo switches are like Otemu, right, essentially? So there's that. I was looking at the Anias. It's 52 gram bottom on 3.2 millimeter total travel. Yeah, they're on the lighter side, and I believe they have like a really long spring on the on some of those switches. The really long spring makes for the preload to be much, or sorry, like the return to feel much heavier. So they actually don't feel nearly as light as they seem to be implied to be, or like they stated to be super light, right? They definitely don't feel nearly as light. So that's a thing. I also just realized I like skip testing stabs, maybe because I felt confident enough in my stabs. I should test them all before I just keep going, just in case. I did test the spacebar and that was fine, but I didn't test the rest here. Okay. Guano based for mouse switches. I don't know too much about that either. But I mean, that's good. I mean, if they're known in other industries or like in other parts of the industry, that's a good thing. I mean, it's all the better for us if there's menus that make their own stuff that is good, sort of like standalone for whatever they make there, and then they come to keyboards and do their thing here. I think that's always a good thing. Okay, as long as there's no rattle, it's fine. It's a 2-year rate. Yeah. I think I just do want to put a little bit of lube on the backspace one here. Ticking here. I'm not sure if it's the switch. Okay. Love my Kale 8.0s forever. They may have been cherry picked. Is this just mouse stuff? Oh, okay. Oh, I see. I might fiddle with the backspace a little bit later, but I think everything else is fine. Do you think Bauer Light will be a hit, Diego? Garen has a ton of things planned for it. Really? I feel like it's kind of coming in so late, isn't it? That said, will it be a hit? I don't know. It's hard to say. First of all, I would say that Omnitype's marketing is pretty good. Like they do a pretty good job of promoting their products, and there indeed has been a following around it, and like people will probably want to try and will probably go along with kind of like what the buzz around it is. So part of me does feel like it will sell fine, right? But if there's like all these things going on, like I don't know how successful those would be, right? Because ultimately you don't know how long that hype is gonna last, and I kind of feel like right now with the kind of dip in demand for keyword stuff, it's a little bit more unpredictable. Yeah, so I kind of feel like it might be okay, but maybe it won't be as long lasting sort of like hype as people might have thought it would be before. Like before, I think when it was being teased or it was being talked about, it was in development, all that stuff, yada yada. I feel like then it would have been if it had actually been ready, then if it had happened, then the buzz would be more long lasting, but now it's kind of hard to say. I would say like it has a chance to flop, much like just about anything right now in keyboards. It's like we're just at a very globally low demand sort of like place for keyboards right now. Like there is some demand for stuff, but you just can't really predict how well it will do. Not that many people want to spend, especially like, I don't know, it's also like, yeah, sure, if someone has been around in the hobby for a while, it actually makes them less likely to spend because they already have things they like and whatnot, right? I'm sure y'all who have been in the hobby for a few years now probably can relate to it. It's like you probably won't be too interested in anything unless it's something that's like really, really different, right? At this point, if it doesn't flop, it's a success. Yeah, I would say like as long as it doesn't have negative, right, buzz around it, I think it's fine. And that goes for most products right now. As long as there's no negative things being said about the product, I think it'll do fine. To be quite honest with you, I think there will be people who are interested and who will purchase and who will want to try it and whatnot. So might not be as big as it could have been at some point, had it been released at the peak of the hype of all that. Like if someone says Bower 2 late, right? Like a lot of people will probably be like, oh my god, that hadn't happened yet, or like that's just happening, it's been so long, right? Like that's the first thing that most people will think about or say if they knew about it before. So yeah. A lot of stuff that looks super interesting and cool, I just know is something that I personally don't want. Yeah, I mean, I also find a lot of things interesting, cool, different, but it's not like wanting to spend money for something is very different from finding something interesting. You might find a lot of things interesting, but just not want to spend money on them, which is actually kind of how I feel about a lot of things, right? Like generally speaking, I've slowed down a lot on any kind of purchasing, but it doesn't prevent me from thinking that, oh, that's an interesting product. I kind of want to see how that does, or like where that leads, that kind of stuff. But yeah, just less likely to buy in a lot of cases. So many unique keywords have come out this past year, it's insane, but the me cost weight is so prohibitive. Yeah, exactly. Like you jump on one or two things and you're done, you know? So and like it's not just cost, it's also just like the logistics around it. Like it's not like you're gonna plan an entire new build for everything, and you know, like not everyone can do that. And it's like what you may have, it might just feel very impractical and not worth doing. So yeah, as interesting as it is, and it's not like it's gonna convince you to, oh, I should just sell my current one and get a new one. Not like that's easy to do either. You're in a pretty good spot though, getting to experience a lot of the hobby without needing to buy a lot of stuff yourself. Oh, for sure. I mean, that is definitely the perk of doing what I do. Like, that is probably the biggest benefit of doing what I do, is trying things without having to necessarily feel obligated to purchase them. And to get to see, like, firsthand, you know, before other people, essentially. Yeah, that is a benefit for sure. Now I'm more active with audio gear hobby. Yeah, that's normal. People have moved on to other things. Like, right? Like, you move on. Like, that's just life. You get interested in stuff, and then you get interested in other stuff, and then you actually acquire other hobbies that you're interested in too. So yeah. I'm not sure if anyone else would agree with me, but I honestly don't understand how people can spend 500 plus without wireless capabilities in their build. I can't relate to that at all. Yeah. Because, yeah, at the end of the day, the benefits of wireless aren't that big to me. Like, what am I, like, am I running around with the device in my room to use it, right? Like, do I carry it from my desk to my couch suddenly, right? Like, it's not like a mouse, right? It's not like it's not like the keyboard is a mouse where I'm actually moving it. So that's why wireless for me in keyboards is a gimmick more than it's a novelty and a gimmick, little nice feature to have more than a necessity. It simply is not a necessity. It's like what? It's like a monitor even. Like it's just static. It's just there. So I will not really need a wireless device. Specifically an input device like a keyboard. Where like being static is kind of like a requirement. So yeah, ultimately, yeah, wireless is like, it's a nice feature to have. I don't need it. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah. The multi-connection part is nice. Like having one keyboard. Oh, so for example, that's another thing, right? Like if I'm getting a wireless keyboard or a wireless mouse for this matter, and I wanted to use it for multiple different computers, devices like phones, tablets, computers, right? Then yeah, I'll just be looking for that one unicorn that I can use for that purpose. But I don't need every keyboard to have that. So like I can have one that I just solely turn on for that purpose. It's like the mobile one. But yeah, don't feel like it's a necessity. Like it's just one of those things that just doesn't feel like a need, like a necessity. So I think that's ultimately what it is for me. It just doesn't end up being a very strong need. So I think that's actually why a lot of wireless in keyboards isn't a thing, is because the demand actually isn't as big as people think it is. It would make sense for wireless to be a thing if people ask for it and it is possible, and yet we still don't have it that much. Like, not everyone's adopting it. And that's probably because both on the designer side as well as on the people buying it they aren't demanding it enough to convince designers to think that they must have it made wireless compatible. And so yeah, it's just a cycle of people not asking enough for it and people not making it. And yeah, it's true. A lot of what people consider high-end, they're more statement pieces of them looking pretty on the desk, of them typing nicely, but keeping that wire. Like the wire, the cable, the connecting part, like the look of a connected keyboard is also a whole aesthetic thing, and you know, something that people find pleasurable. So yeah. But it definitely is an argument that is totally valid, by the way. Like, wireless is nice to have. It is nice to have. It would be good to have everywhere for sure. I wish it were a little bit more practical in implementation. Like, you can't really do these metal customs, right? with the wireless compatibility as easily. Like, there are some things to think about: batteries, certifications, yada yada, right? There are many things, little things to think about. That's actually a big thing in design that they need to think about, is they need to get this shit certified. For you want to sell the wireless device, a wireless communication device, you need to get that shit certified, and that costs money to develop and to do, and to then sell and make, you know. And yeah, that won't catch. Yeah, it won't catch on fire with the battery, and what have you. And so at the end of the day, it's a problem logistically from the design side, and then it translates to people, some people not knowing on the consumer side, and then even the people who do know, they can't really encourage it enough. They don't demand it enough. They're not like, designers, you guys really need to make wireless happen because we want it. I mean, hey, I'm sure Apple would have kept lightning cables on their iPhones if the EU had intervened to require this shit to happen. You know what I mean? There is not a big enough force to push wireless, essentially. In keyboards, not big enough, just like USB-C was pushed to the iPhone 15, right? I mean, you know, that's the kind of argument I'm trying to make. It's like, is it a necessity? Is it a nice thing to have? All yes, from some people, but are we getting it? We aren't. And why is that? It's because there's just not enough people pushing for it. And that's probably because some people on the side of the design and some people on the side of the consumers are thinking we don't need it. So yeah. All right. Let's continue and test our PCB. You mean they aren't doing this for innovation? The goodness. Oh yeah, of course. Sorry, buddy. They're doing it because it's environmentally friendly. Don't forget, there was a slide about how environmentally friendly it is. And by 2030 or whenever the world is gonna end, we're gonna have very environmentally friendly device manufacturing. Go green. The world was supposed to end like 20 years ago. Yeah. Y2K, bro. Y2K. Or whatever year Nostradamus or whomever that guy was predicted. And then all the apocalyptic movies predictions and the Mayan calendar or whatever shit. The world was supposed to end many times, many years ago. But here we are, putting USB-C connectors on iPhones. So yeah. Man, 2012. Do you guys remember that movie? That was wild shit. Oh man. Are there Bluetooth keyboards that can connect to more than 5? I've seen up to 4 a lot. 3 is pretty common. I've seen 4. Like the HKB hybrid can connect to 4, pretty sure. 5? I don't think I've seen 5 actually. I've seen 3 and 4, not 5. Oh yeah, iPhone 15 base model is USB 2.0 speeds. I thought that was the funniest shit ever. Like I was like, what's the point in capping the speeds to 2.0? Like protocol wise, design wise, everything. Like what even? Like why were they even thinking about it? Like anyway, whatever. I don't get it. I mean, obviously it's the whole like, oh, now I gotta get the Pro because base model won't cut it for me, right? I mean, essentially what it is here, right? So I mean, yeah, let the product speak for itself. And you know, gotta get my fancy phone. Oh, I get it. So they can put the faster speed behind a paywall later? I mean, they're putting it now. Why later when it can be now? Why later when the paywall can be today? Pre-order your iPhone today kind of thing, you know? I mean, hey, the paywall's already there. The paywall's already there. Oh, that's right. I forgot that I need to undo this too. I mean, yeah. Hey, phones are pretty much a necessary thing for a lot of people. So, at this point, nobody can underestimate or like can what is that? Can downplay the role of phones in our lives, right? Like smartphones. So all right, so we got all of our little screws out, and next thing we're gonna do is we're going to go ahead and put our gaskets, pretty sure. Alright. Alright, I believe gaskets go on both sides. Let's do that. Don't know if you missed it, but I got the pin and stickers. Oh, nice. Sweet. Good to hear. You got it with no problems. I've also backed. I mean, well, hey, I might actually switch to. I may be switching to iPhone this year. I pretty much I'm getting an offer to switch to it, and the ecosystem doesn't really scare me that much because it's not like I haven't tried it. So I may give it a shot, but I'm thinking about it still. Is this a new apartment? New, yeah. Yeah. I moved twice basically. One's to just to move out, and then one's to actually move to the apartment that I was gonna rent. Want a good phone that works as a phone? Yeah, true. Phone used to be interesting, now they're all kind of dumbed down. You think? I don't know. I feel like they're just the same stuff. At the end of the day, it's just I mean, like, the upgrade cycles are literally just, oh, we got better hardware, got a better camera, got a better whatever. I mean, if you mean used to be interesting as in, oh, holy shit, we got the Razr by Motorola, kind of interesting, like, oh, it's thin, or oh my god, my flip phone now opens up sideways and got a full QWERTY keyboard, instead of having to type on T9, if you guys remember that. Or, I mean, hey, or back in the days of the brick phone Motorola's, like the big ass phone with the pull out antenna. You know, I mean, yeah, we've had interesting changes in phones, yeah. or like you know, Nokias with, holy shit, got snake on my Nokia. But yeah, right now, yeah, you're talking about. I mean, currently, yes, a lot of the tech advancement is going to be display tech, processing tech, processor tech. So you know, processor chips. You know, right? Like A17 or whatever that is. The current one is like what, 3 nanometer architecture, which you know, according to is it Moore's law? Is it Moore's law? Am I quoting the right law? Moore's law is the one that we're talking about, the nanometer limit, right, for transistors. Is it Moore's law? Remind me which one it is, but I think it is right. But you know, it's that we're supposed to hit the limit, right? But hey, here we are. Yeah, double every few years is basically what it is. But now we have a different problem altogether. It's not the same doubling law that we were worried about, quote unquote. Now we're just kind of like, you know, it's like we're like approaching an asymptote, so to speak, if you wanted to see it in functional form. Moore's law dead, yeah. Really miss my old Sony Ericsson Walkman styled flip, man. Some of these phones back then, they're so cool. Like when you're like, your phone does what? Before like they just became the same old brick like the iPhone, right? Man, and like, I mean, hey, Blackberries were the shit. Do you guys know, like, Nextel? It was the, like, radio, like, the one phone that had fucking push-to-talk radio on it, basically. Man, that was cool when it was, like, you're brand new. I was like, holy shit, that's so sick. And it was super popular in business, right? Don't have to actually make a phone call to talk to this person. That's sick. Yeah, Boost Mobile hype. Yeah, facts. Dude, there were a lot of like really cool phone changes in the 2000s, and like all the way until the time, I guess, yeah, 2000s is really when it was. A lot of hardware features got replaced with software. I mean, that's the inevitable outcome. That's an outcome that we predicted since the very beginning of hardware software being developed in this way, like computing technology. We always you know, we addressed a lot of problems that were not doable physically with something that was doable in software, right? So you know, that's just the inevitable outcome as far as like that goes. So that's not surprising to me. But kind of like, you know, now we'd have machine learning, right? Like AI, that kind of stuff is stuff that we knew it was coming. It's just now it's like finally like a relevant thing that we actually talk about, right? But yeah, I know that a screw goes here, but I just wanted to put it there just so I could actually just put this guy here. Now just make sure that everything is nice and in place. Okay, cool, looks good. But I still put some more gaskets, so just gonna put it on the side. I can hear that damn Nextel walk-talkie chirp. Yeah. Oh man. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Blackberries were the shit too. I remember the first time I tried I mean, obviously we can go back all the way to the Palm, right? The first like stylus based screen and all that, right? But the BlackBerry, like I remember the first time I tried the basically the scroll wheel thingy, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty comfy. It's pretty cool. I don't have to press buttons. I can just like scroll with the wheel. And like the BlackBerries have like tons of buttons on it, right? Wanted Psychic so much. Loki Palm Pre was one of the best first smartphones. Shame the company was dying. I mean, hey, a lot of these technological advancements came from a lot of the companies that eventually died out or like were dying, and they kind of like went out with a bang. Yeah, or like one-hit wonders essentially. Although the Palm did pave the path for a lot of things in the future. The development, like the UI aspect of the Palm completely changed the way entrepreneurs saw technology, and like paved the path for like UI UX people, because it basically puts specialized tools in an accessible device without a need of additional physical product, kind of like having you know, putting notes in a computer, but instead of like, you don't have to go to an actual computer, you can just do it on your palm. Right? Like mobile agenda. Yeah, and calculators essentially, and that kind of stuff. Calendars and planners and all sorts of cool things. Sean, hello. Studying right now, but we'll see you soon. I shall see you soon again, but thank you so much for passing by, Sean. I hope studying goes well. Studying ain't easy, but I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking. Been a little busy lately, but it's going. But yeah, Uktuk is right. We sure wouldn't be where we are in terms of UI UX when it comes to cellular tech without Palm. Google original G series with the flip keyboards and sidekicks. Oh, over sidekicks. I had a Palm Pilot with a foldable keyboard for class. Man, that's cool. Yeah. It's interesting. I've also noticed how like the generations have changed a bit with respect to tech, right? Like the way we used to talk about tech, kind of like you'll speak to someone who is maybe 10, 20 years older than you, and they tell you like, oh, back in my day we had this, and this was the new shit, and it was cool. And now, like with how some things has become more uniform in like both design and like technological advancement, I feel like I tend to, I mean, of course, just as a matter of fact, you know, I'm also getting older as a person. I find myself relating more with individuals of older generations with whom I used to not relate much. And like we talk about certain tech things that happen in those, you know, in the past few decades that like back then, like when I was a kid, you know, they'll be sermoning me about like, oh, this is kids these days, yada yada. Back in my day, this was the shit, right? And now we like kind of like nerd out about like certain advancements that happened those years. We're like, yeah, that was like the weirdest thing that happened, but it's like the coolest thing. And because now like certain things are more like uniform, like and a lot of it has to do with maybe like computers, phones, like music listening, right? Kind of like the advent of the Walkman to like CD players and like and then moving on towards I mean like it's Walkman, like with cassettes, and like then CD players, and then like going with more advanced CD players, and then you had like DVD, and then you had Blu-ray, and then you had like for like video formats, right? And then now you had like solid state drives basically. Diego, were you able to figure out natural plans, by the way? It's not looking to be doable on Kit right now, at least based on like current conversations and just like what we're thinking. I think natural is not gonna be a thing. Me. I heard the plan was Anki's flying us all out. Actually, though, it's expensive. Super expensive. Getting older gives me so much perspective. Yeah. Had one of those next to walkie-talkie phones with my whole family. We were cool as hell. Coolest people in town. Look at this guy. Oh, man. We have more options with tech. There's always reason to try new things. IR. Yeah, touch buttons, rounded edges. Yeah, I mean, bug-free is like actually, yeah, user experience, like bug-free devices are a very important thing now, right? Like you want ease of use. Accessibility and ease of use is such an important thing in technology now. Back then, like there were a lot of obscure, new, cool tech that was also absurdly hard to use or just had so many problems because they were released under pressure and they make it to market with basically being impossible to use. The prototype worked, by the way, at CES or whatever show, but products sucked. Right? Like we had that too. Like genuinely. Oh man. All right. So let's see here. So that's that. And then that's gonna be the last screw. It's the rotary encoder here, or the head of the encoder. Make sure that we can access it now. Close the case up. I mean, it should be fine from outside too, but I'm just gonna do it now. Really, this should fit it fine. Okay, so maybe I'll just do it from there. New phones remove so many things. Yeah, no 3.5mm jack was so shocking to me when it first happened. I was like, what? These people are dumb. Right? I was so shocked, man. I mean, nowadays I get it with a lot of like earbuds and Bluetooth devices and stuff, right? But at the beginning I was like, how? Why? Why is this even happening? Oh man. So brave. Oh, courage. Yes. I do like that Bluetooth stuff is getting better. I mean, Bluetooth was supposed to be a relatively doomed technology, by the way, but it's seen its like big moment. Diego, are you getting the iPhone 15 with me? Maybe. So I was not using the right screwdriver. Let's see. Is it somehow weird how sometimes that's what made some of these things even cooler? Like them being shit to use? Yeah, I guess. Somewhat. Okay, not sure if this is one of those NSFW free chats. Online credit card payments. I hear what really got people interested in phones is realizing they could watch porn on it. I mean, it's true. You know, there was a huge problem with people using fucking like gaming consoles when they first came out with internet browsers. That was a big ass problem because obviously kids wouldn't get the gaming console, right? Not just like older people. So like adults were worried. We can be twinsies. Wait, what are you trying to what are you gonna get, Kupo? Are you thinking of getting like the? Because I think if I got one, like if I chose a model between the iPhones right now, I think the 15 Pro is fine. I don't need the Pro Max. I actually don't like gigantic screen phones, or like just like feeling too large in my hand for the phone. So I think 15 Pro is probably just fine. Yeah. I don't think I can do the Max because that's exactly why I switched out from using the XL versions of the Pixel when those would come out, and I would always go for the base model, even if it has some hardware like slight disadvantages. But yeah. Not porn, but you know what I mean. I mean, whatever it is, it drives innovation. You know what I'm saying? That's so funny. Am I missing a screw here? Okay, good. Look, Doug. You can be too large in my hand any day. You see. Small phone supremacy? I mean, it's just easier to use, right? Like, what's the point of me holding a phone, right? Like, this is my phone, right? What's the point of me holding a phone where I can't reach the other side, or like have to like everything? It's so annoying. We have opposable thumbs for a fucking reason, you know? We are well-developed primates. Actually, well-developed is probably an overstatement, but it's probably hyperbole here. But you know, we're well-developed primates capable of having opposable thumbs, and I want to be able to use my opposable thumb to use my phone properly from one edge to the other. But phones that are too big don't let me do that, basically. I mean, and I'm just memeing, okay? But you know what I'm trying to say. Alright, there it is, all built up, and I forgot the bump-ons. Getting too much into this conversation that I'm like, no, spacing out. I've used about the largest phones available for years and straight up sucks versus regular size. Yeah, that's how I feel. It's like if I did need a larger device, I would just opt for the next thing, like kind of like the tablet version, essentially. Don't like it otherwise. 5.5, 6.2, probably perfect size. Anything bigger is too much. I actually don't know the numbers off the top of my head to know what my preference is, but I think the Pixel 7 here. I have the Pixel 7 here. It's on the bigger side for sure. I mean, like that's kind of like the limit of where I would prefer the size of the phone to be. Would you rather have 12 thin stick fingers or 8 fat fingers? Huh, interesting. It depends on how nimble they are. Oh, man. Alright. Okay. So let's get to typing on this thing, right? What do you guys want me to use for a key set? We got a nice silver and black unit here for the balance. I got a bunch of key sets. I can you guys can name some sets and I can probably put them to a vote or something like that. That would be good, right? But yeah, just name a few if you want. Any GMK Toxic? Oh, that's a set I didn't buy because it was sold by Originative and it was kind of expensive, so I never ended up actually buying it. It's kind of expensive on Originative. Wob, Wob of course. It's a good Dolch, Wob, Reforged. Interesting choice. Actually, kind of dig it. I'll put that in the poll. Yeah. Orange Boy? No, that's a niche set I don't have. List your GMK sets. Too many to list. Too many to list. Actually, let me look at some options myself. Any tips on matching keycaps to a board? General principle, it's I tend to go with similar color, color family is good. You don't need to match perfectly the same exact color of the board, because if it's slightly different, or if it's different, significantly different, at least it'll create contrast between the case and the keycaps. So you can use that to your advantage. It'll complement each other by having that contrast. So similar family is good. I, for example, don't like putting Wob on silver because the stark contrast between Wob and silver is just too much. And then you have the white, which it's basically triple the contrast, right? Don't really love it. And so yeah, I tend to prefer lighter sets on lighter boards, darker sets on darker boards, and so on. Shashin I don't have. Yeah, I don't have. I have Shan Shui, but I don't have Shashin. Alright, I'm gonna put a few sets up for poll. I can't rig the key set. Oh, did I undo it? Maybe I did. Too bad. Key set. Alright. Yeah, sure. Villanelle is an option. I don't have Metropolis, so I'm gonna skip that one. Grisyan, I do have JTK, but I don't have GMK. I can have that as an option. Okay, so someone said Reforged, Villanelle, Wob, Dolch, which are the classic ones, and CBA. Which one do you want? Panels. Hyperfuse. Hyperfuse? Okay. Hyperfuse on black can be a little weird, but I'll put it there just in case. Alright, y'all can vote while I drink some water. And organize some of this stuff here. It's just a lot of random stuff here. Vote for the little man. It's an interesting key set, to be honest. And I did buy it because I actually liked how it looked. That said, I haven't actually tried it on a board yet. It's kind of like Thai tees, like one of those colors that's kind of out there. Oh, look at this! Let me show you something so cute. I took this Polaroid of Kiwi. Look how cute he looks. He looks kind of chunky, but he's so cute. Okay, oh yeah. Alright, looks like the vote's almost over with Reforged leading here. Very few votes actually, compared to the number of people viewing. But that's fine. That's your choice. That's okay. Alright, Reforged it is. Also, looks like I just found a random screw here. Okay. Viewer bots worked nice. When will push-ups come back? I don't have the room to do push-ups here. That's the main problem. I like just don't have the room to do push-ups here. I like could do them, but you won't be able to see me do them. So you'll just have to trust, bro. Trust. So yeah. I kind of want to get a DNDD to put cat photos in. Oh, that would be a good use for one. Oh, Polaroids. That's the Perry board look-alike from Barian and that crew, right? Okay, Reforged. Alright, let me go get that. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So I got Reforged here. These are the novelties. And this is the main base kit. It's a different set, for sure. So let's get to try it here. It's been a minute since I've seen a build with alpacas. I have to say, it's been a minute for me too. I haven't seen a build with alpacas myself in a bit. Other than like a few of the builds I do have with alpacas myself, but I haven't built one with them for a while. When JWK was on top, I mean, yeah, they still are very good though, to be frank. Like, they're really nice switches. At least I would say, like, among the JWK stuff, they're definitely like some of the best. Anyway, I like them. Oh, sounds like we need pull-ups. Oh, GZ, what's good, dude? Get the jumping jacks? Oh boy. Tiring. I don't know what the novelties look like, so maybe I'll take a look at those later. Oh, does this have a numpad? Oh yeah, it does. It's right here. I was scared that this key set was one of those no numpad base kits, which I don't purchase often, but sometimes they just do be like that. How are you liking the tempo? I'm enjoying it actually. It's pretty nice. It's definitely true that it is very similar to the Envoy, but it's like a 60% instead. But I've been enjoying it. I mean, HKB layout for me it's perfectly fine. It's pretty soft with the green lattice mounts that I have right now. I actually like the CRP more than GMK on it personally. It's a little bit more muted. And just kind of more pleasant sounding to me with the Gateron switches here. I didn't put any like foam or anything like that in. For me it seemed fine. Some people have been saying like, oh, it's kind of hollow, especially the Numro, and I've been like, I mean, yeah, but are you like typing on your Numro all the time? Probably not, so it doesn't really matter. And I actually think it was more pronounced with the GMK caps, but not so much, or if at all, with the CRP. Maybe it's just the density of the caps, or I don't know. But I mean, yeah, it sounds and feels pretty good, so I've been enjoying it. Where's my... What's this A here? Alright, so... Have you tried the CannonKeys BCP? No, I have not. I have no idea. That's the first time I even read about it, so... no, I haven't, unfortunately. This Reforged set looks pretty nice. I feel like Reforged always looks better on bigger boards. Is that right? Do you guys like the accent or the regular? Let's just do the accent for fun. Why not? Does this have 1U novelties at all? Oh yeah, it does, I think. Kinda nice. Kinda cool. Little different thingies. Okay, and I'm gonna need numpad stuff. It's here. Lydia, hello. How's it going? Red Banded Bingo Avail. That would go pretty well with this, huh? Where was the dot again? Here. 4, 7. I think it's this. Sometimes I don't get the order right for the numpad stuff. Numlock, I guess. Been a while since I built something with a numpad, huh? Looks nice though. looks pretty nice. Where's the minus key? Huh. Did I miss it? Oh, here. Oh. Hi. No! Don't go. Hello, it's the Kiwi. Oh, he's purring. Can you hear it? Oh no, he's not, maybe. Whoop. What? Hello, Soran. This is Kiwi. He's a beautiful boy. Do you like this keyboard? It's orange like you, sort of. Oh, okay. Hi. Alright. While he does that, Kiwi theme build. Kiwi, do you reach your SNACK quota? Dangerous word to be saying out here, Mr. ODM. Alright, let's get some artisans though. Let's see, something to match this. Maybe Tangies was the move. Oh, that would have been fun. And so yes, Mr. Ooh, this will look good. So let's do. I don't know if I want to put it here. You know, this carbon Janus actually looks pretty good with it too. Maybe I'll do that on this gate. There we go. I think that'll look nice. Okay, well, Kiwi's just like staying here. Kiwi, have you seen your photo? Look, it's you. Look, it's you. Do you care? It's you. Who's that cat? I know. Oh. Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna type on this because I have a cat here, but we will try. We will type on this while Kiwi's here. So I'm gonna Kiwi wants to type, yes. Let me move the mic over. Okay, so maybe we should just get a view of Kiwi. Hi, Kiwi. Look, it's the camera. Look. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh my god. Wait, where's my mouse? Alright. Oh, he just sat. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Alright, we're gonna... Kiwi, are you like stopping my mouse from working somehow? There. He's a good mouse. I mean, yeah. If he stops the mouse from working, that's a good thing, right? Alright, let's give this a shot. Alright, okay, Kiwi, are you gonna let me type or nah? Alright, let's try this out. This is an Alpacas build with an aluminum plate on this balance from CannonKeys. Let's give it a shot. Oop, is it working? Hold on. Wait, is this working, Kiwi? Why was it working earlier and now it's not? Did I accidentally unplug something? Oh my gosh, it's not working. He did something to it. Just kidding. He probably didn't. But I'm just gonna check the DB. Catnip in the PCB? Yeah, I have no idea. He's interfering with the signals, probably. Just kidding. I don't know what he's up to. I have a feeling it's just unplugged, though. Yeah. Yeah, it's just unplugged. I'm gonna have to open up the case, because it's otherwise not gonna work. Kiwi to be contracted with the US military? I mean, we all know that if we give cats too much power, as you might understand, they will dominate the world, they'll rule the world, and we will become the inevitable slaves to all cat kind that we are destined to be since the time we are born. So, you know, we must be careful not to give them that much power, or else the consequences shall be regrettable consequences. So yeah. What do you mean, will? It has already happened. Fair. Oh wait, it needs to go through this thing here. This is hard without... Oh, okay, bye. Oh, he wants to leave. Alright, goodbye. Sorry, Kiwi. He wants to sit on the couch. Pretty sure. He lives like a fat cat at home all day while you go work hard to take care of him. This is true. I mean that is exactly what he does. He just sleeps all day because that is the best life. So yeah, no. He's always winning. Okay. Just gonna pets and snacks all you need. Oh, shit. Okay, he didn't react. Phew. He's too sleepy. You know how like they just know those words, and if you accidentally say it once, you're doomed? Because they're not gonna stop begging you for it. Alright. This cable really needs to go in. Should have tucked it in first. But I think that is fine now. Oh, he's trying to beg. Alright. Alright, should be good now. There we go. Alright, now let's give this a shot. I bet he's playing mind games. Yeah. Alright. Let's give this a try though. Turn off this fan here. Alright, cool. Alright. Give this a go now. Alright, let's give it a shot. Here is the balance from CannonKeys with Alpacas on an alu plate. So many mistakes. Try it. Makes me want to use alpacas. Sounds very alpaca. Yeah, they definitely have a very specific sound to them. That's definitely true. Yeah. Get a little bit closer here. Alright, and here are the mods. Yeah, sounds pretty good. Pretty solid. you know, nothing crazy. You've probably heard a lot of alpaca builds before because they've been around for a while. But yeah, I think it sounds pretty good. Overall, I think the balance in general, like despite it being all alu, it's a pretty nice sounding case. So yeah, I don't really feel like it's like hollow at all. Although I think nowadays a lot of people would say this is hollow, but I personally find this to be a pretty nice sound for the case. So hopefully Mr. Pumpy will be happy about it. But yeah. All right. Yeah, that's what the board looks like here. We can unplug it if you want to look at it. So the Reforged actually looks pretty good. It has this like bluish, sort of grayish, sort of toned modifiers versus these like reddish orange sort of toned alphas, which actually look really good together. I actually really like what this key set looks like. It really goes well with the Artisans too, of course, but it's a nice looking set. Would go well with anything like dark gray or like black. I think for as far as like case matching goes, it will look good with those as well. But yeah, shoot, did I miss the typing test? You just did, but I can type on it again if you want. Yeah, it's a nice combo though. Yeah, this is a pretty nice looking combo. IMO. All right. Yeah, I can try this again. Here. Pretty nice sounding build. Pretty solid. Maybe having a BCP on spacebar, other than that, sounds nice. Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, I guess louder spacebar could do here, but I think it's nice and like slightly quieter, which is like a nice sound too. But I mean, it's all personal preference at that point. All right. So let's that back, and it's hot. Do you finish hack boobs? No, I'm kidding. I only have the Cosmo. I think just like you. Yeah, no, I never ended up getting any of the other sculpts, unfortunately. Yeah, I think they kind of like settled, and then I guess that's it, you know? Maybe they're just not as many. Yeah. Alright. Well, I think that's pretty much all I got for tonight. Actually, Let me go check something. I'll be right back. One sec. Alright, I'm back. For those who already said bye, goodbye, have a good night. But for those who didn't say bye, I do have a few things I wanted to give away. That I was just looking through my stuff and found these guys. And I figured it would be kind of nice to give out at the cost of shipping. So wherever you are, just pay for shipping. It's yours if you do. Wanted to give away these two key sets. Star Wars licensed key sets. PVT sets, these came from Novel Keys, but they are Disney and Star Wars licensed. First one is this BB-8 set. Pretty nice looking set. Oh. Not focusing. If I win, give to 5th place, yeah. And then the second one is this K2SO set, also a nice looking set, in my opinion. This one has, it's like a grayscale sort of set, with some nice contrast on it. If Cap gives to me, also give to 5th place. Okay, sure. Alright. We can do marbles, yeah. Apparently needs to do a quick update. Oh, it's just small patch, okay. Once that's done, we'll get to it. Okay. Marbles time. I hope Drew wins and Cap gets 5th place. That'll be funny. Alright, let's see. Race, community maps. Alright, let's show it on the screen here. There it is. Marbles. You can do random. This seems fine. Sauntering arduous labyrinth. Alright. Exclamation play if you want to enter. We'll give it a 69-second countdown. I'll join myself for fun. The first set that I'll be giving away today is going to be this K2SO PBT keycap set. Whoever wins at the cost of shipping once again, so you must pay for shipping if you win, if you want it. And yeah, that's about it. So imagine, do you win? If I win, I'll just give it away to someone random. I'll just RNG it to one of the people who finished the race. So there's not many entrants. There's 18 people entering right now. Maybe 20, maybe 18, 19. Very few people. So the chance of you winning are actually very high. So if you win, congrats. So, alright, let's go. This is kind of a crazy map, okay. Alright, we have all these people dropping down the toilet and going down this spinny thing with obstacles. Dark Knight. JWK jumps kind of past them, but doesn't make it through. Klicka makes it past. Oh wait, I'm not. Oh, is it not showing? Sorry, I think I activated the hide layer part. All right, Klicka here. On first place with JWK following right behind them. Don't worry, you didn't miss much. With them stuck here before the little hamster ball. With Eric, Dark Knight, Minoni. Oh, and Dark Knight slips right through the obstacles here, but makes it into the... Oh, actually just kind of makes it right through without any problems, but gets stuck in the really weird wheel thingy. With a bunch of people following right behind, so everyone's kind of stuck here. And then I assume some people are gonna die in this place here. I actually don't know where this leads, but we'll see. It's kind of crazy here, so we'll see. Instigator and Drua make it through. Dark Knight and Flying Bananas falling right behind. Drua makes it past, however, so Drua is in first place right now. We have Flying Bananas and Keith and Dark Knight falling right behind. Vono back there, but Drua gets stuck at the little square obstacles here. Flying Bananas might make it pass through, but Klicka. No, Ankit actually makes it pass through quickly, with Jason 709, 7 of 9 actually coming through in first place, with Ankit on fourth. Actually, Shonas and Klicka caught up quickly, falling on second and third place. Jason 7 of 9 quickly going on first place here, up the little snake cobra, and falling down all the way to the finish, and Jason 7 of 9 is the winner. Klicka actually didn't make it to the bulls. Actually, they fell to their deaths along with Vono and Minno1. Sauce and Insty kind of stuck back there. I don't know where, but they look like they're stuck. Oh, actually no, they made it through. And they're just kind of chilling here, past, down the snake portion, and up. And hopefully they'll make it to the finish. Oh! Insty did not fall into the bowl. Alright. Jason 7 of 9, congrats. Do you claim? Claim. Okay, just so you know, you are paying for shipping, by the way. It's for the cost of shipping. So Jason 709, he clams. Alright, I'm assuming that's a claim, but yes, I will be in touch with you. I will be sending you a Twitch DM shortly, which you should fill out a form, and then I will be in touch with you to discuss shipping. And then I'll ship it out to you, and you'll get it, and they'll be all good. All right, cool. So let's mark that down. So this is what day is it today? It's 9/13, or yeah, 9/13. This is for Jason 7 of 9. And congrats. All right. Cool. Next key set that I'm giving away here is going to be this BB8 PVT keycap set. Once again, another one of the licensed ones. This one's kind of like the light version. With white, orange, and gray. With little, quite cute novelties. Very nice set, actually. I would probably keep it for myself, but I actually just have a lot of things. So, probably best for somebody else who would use it and enjoy it. So, let's play a different race. Alright, let's play a random race here. Baffling absurd activity sounds good to me. Alright, and exclamation play to join here. I will do 70-second countdown here, and join myself. Alright, once again, for the price of shipping, you may win a BB8 licensed Star Wars key set. Jason 7 of 9, if you did win, you can pass it to somebody else, but you cannot claim 2 prizes for yourself, just so you know. And yeah, but it will be whoever wins, it will be whoever takes the prize, it will be for the price of shipping. Let's take at the course here. Has like a lot of different paths actually. Here you can split into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different paths that lead to the finish. And they all have very, very different things going on until the very end. It all coalesces in this one toilet bowl looking thing and ends up at the bowl of the finish. Not many people to die here. Looks like a pretty safe course, but a long one nonetheless. It's I like it. Yeah, I like a obstacle course more than a killer course. I do agree with that. So 20 people, their chances are very good. 5% chance ish to win. So, and Secret Myth joins right at the end. What a lucky guy. All right, let's go. Who will win the BB8 key set for the price of shipping? Let's go. People dropping left and right here. Dark Knight quickly dropping through. GZ Prime falling right behind. There's some other marbles there that now they're labeled. J Reggie and Jason 7 of 9 Sauce falling right behind. Need 10. And my own marble as well. Alright, now we're just gonna let them all kind of quickly they get stuck here at the little spinny thingy. Let's see who is going to go first. We have 6 marbles here at the beginning. Jason 7 of 9, Sauce, Need 10, J Reggie, GZ Prime, and Flying Bananas here, and Sauce competing here for the first few positions, following by a next batch with Killua Down, Dark Knight, Avo, myself, Eric Shonis, and Fluke Nukem, I think. Alright, so let's wait for them down here as they make their way down the spiral, and we will see what waits for them at the fork. That's the most interesting part of this particular course, is going to be where they split up to 5 different paths and end up at the finish line at some point. Omaha Dad Games is here in last place with a steady roll down the spiral, but worry not, being last place does not necessarily mean that you will not be first, so we will wait until we get to the end. So we have the first and the second batch quickly queuing up on this spinning barrel, with the first batch coming right through, the same six marbles that were here competing, but now they quickly get stuck on the next barrel. Here, Shonis and Dark Knight and myself and other people. Some people actually caught up, click-a-clack and holy monka, caught up on the next one. The Dragon Legend and Secret Myth and Omaha Dad games catching up for the next batch here. We have the first batch rolling down here. What awaits them is the real question. Oh, GZ Prime somehow bounced off of the course. Maybe came down at too quick of a speed. Oh goodness, no. Jay Reggie somehow safely maneuvers his way around everything and is going through the first set of obstacles here, with Jason 709 quickly chasing behind. But Vono, my own marble here, taking a solo path, a long solo path down this course. Jay Ritchie stuck on a little barrel over there. We have lightning keyboards. This is a rigged marbles game, is it not? Lightning keyboards just quickly avoiding obstacles. Clicky Clacka and Shonas falling right behind, but it looks like lightning keyboards. Who is that? Unreal is about to win the race safely. What the hell? Looks like I won the race. Oh no. Fluke Nukem dies. Shonas, Kilo down. Dies. Bye. Jay Ridgy dies. Key, holy manga over here, and Avo right behind. Dark Knight, Vono, the Dragon Legend, and Omaha Dad games over there. Jason 709 and Saw sort of stuck here at the barrels. And coming through, Nitan and Secret Myth, Eric Flying Bananas and Drua, and in maybe second to last place. We'll see. Omaha Dad games actually caught up. Ooh, looks like Flying Bananas was caught by something. But will Drua make it past the firewall of death? Will he survive? Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Just kidding. Alright, Drew actually made it to the finish line. The scenic route. Not even pretending. Lightning keywords. Oh god, do you claim? Dragon what? Dragon these nuts. Alright. I guess I won. So it looks like 15 people won in the race, like made it to the finish line in the race, and I would like to be here very generous, very kind, from the kindness of my own heart, very generously give it away to somebody else. And who will that be? I don't know. I think I'm just gonna do a what's this? Oh, there's an RNG. Oh, cool. Oh, nice. All right, cool. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, RNG from 2 to 15, right? Because I don't count. All right, I'm just gonna do this quick, okay? So RNG 2 to 15. All right, who is going to win in the chat? 3, 2, 1. Boom. Number 10. Sauce. Sauce, do you claim? Let's go. PG exclamation mark at claim. Sauce claims the BB-8 key set. Alright, so today is September 13, and originally won by Lightning Keyboards. Originally won by Lightning Keyboards, bestowed upon the Sauce MS. Oh yes, by the authority of S by S Supreme, S Overlord Kiwi. Alright, there. It's my cat. Alright, congrats! Under the Republic of JD, yes. Execute. Order JD66. Alright. Great. Congrats, Sauce. I'll be in touch with you as well. I will be sending you guys, Jason and Sauce, the form. I'll send that to you guys right now. So just give me literally just a second here. And I'll be sending that to you shortly. Okay, yeah, here it is. Alright. Copy the link here for you guys, and I'll send it to you via Twitch DM. So make sure to check your Twitch DM. If you don't accept Twitch DMs, that's your problem. But let's do, where are you? Sauce with the when here, whisper, please fill out that form and I'll be in touch with you. And Jason 709, whisper, and please fill out that form. Thank you. And I'll be in touch with you guys, whether it's through Discord, Twitch, or whatever it is. Put your usernames, whatever's relevant, whatever's easiest for you to communicate, and I'll be in touch with you guys. But yeah, I'll ship it out to you. Alright, so I think that's all I have for tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoy these sets. Obviously, you know, if you don't like the sets, okay, just give them away, you know, give them to somebody who will use it, you know. You know, don't be a bouquet of dicks, and like put it on Mac Market or some shit like that. Just give it away, you know. Give it to somebody who will use it, you know. Give it to your nerdy cousin, whatever it is, you know, whoever. So yeah, just be nice, play nice, and yeah, it's all good. Just gonna sell the top of case signature. Okay. You can inflate my net worth, which is basically like worthless, but yeah. Alright. Alright, friends. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Let's go see if we can rate somebody else. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. Once again, thank you. I always have fun doing this stuff. So appreciate you guys sticking around. For the people who like stuck around for the nerding out on random tech, thank you again. Oh, I see Mr. Drifting Bunnies is doing some builds. Mr. Prius is doing some builds. Yeah, Starfire Penguin looks like they're doing the Zoom 98 as well. Can rate whomever you guys want. Can you rate EPP? Yeah, sure, why not? We can do that. Let's go raid extra Prius, please. Alright. Lightning raid extra haram, please. Slow SMH. Alright. Alright, friends. Thank you again for stopping by. I'll see you guys on the next one. The next build I'll probably be doing is going to be the Martingale. I did build the Martingale before. This is Elven Monsters 60% that's going to be running through ClickClack.io. But I did get a new prototype for it. Some changes. And I'll be building that probably the next time. So until then, or it's either going to be that or something else. But yeah, I have a couple builds. I have a climb build that's coming up, and I have the Martingale that's coming up. But yeah, I'll announce that, and I'll see you guys next time. See you later. Take it easy. Have a good one.